Rod Kane, Larry Weichel, and Brian Peruski. And we have set up the Sea People versus NKE Egyptians, so New Kingdom Egyptians. I'm still trying to get the lighting, so it's not, that's just going to make it worse. So we have the Sea People and the New Kingdom Egyptians. Larry is going to play the New Kingdom Egyptians tonight. I'm playing the Sea People because I'm not allowed to play this armor anymore because Larry embarrassed me with them last time. And Brian said he's not playing tonight, but he is here to heckle and advise Larry and tell him when he's doing stupid things. Right, Brian?
That or you, yes.
Or me, yeah. Well, I thought that one went without saying. So we set up off camera. The Sea People won the maneuver roll miraculously. And of course, we picked a lot of terrain. So tonight we're playing on Delta. So that's why we have a coast along here. We haven't done a coast in any of our videos, but basically what a coast is it just makes the battlefield slightly narrower because you can't pass or enter into a coast. We put out a marsh. We've got 2 small villages, and then we have dunes. And dunes are kind of interesting because they block line of sight, but they don't provide the advantage of a hill. I put out dunes where I could because the New Kingdom Egyptians have archers and I don't. So I don't want anything that lets them make it easier to shoot. So Sea People, Raiders, deployed here in the center. So these are all Raiders, and there are 7 of them. Elite Foot General, Elite Foot, 2 Skirmishers, 3 Rabble. And you can think of Rabble as slightly faster bow levy, but without the ability to fight off mounted. And we have, for New Kingdom Egyptians, we start out with 1 warband on the end. Raider, Archer, Raider, Archer, Raider, Raider, Elite Foot, Chariot General, and 3 chariots. The chariots are not part of the battle line, so Larry chose to deploy the chariots out here on the one side. The Sea People are going to go first. And for this battle, the Sea People are always going to be the red dice, and the Egyptians are going to be the blue. This is our first time experimenting with me actually playing one of the sides. So I'm going to take full advantage of the fact that I can see the table perfectly and Larry has to look through Zoom. And I'm doing the die rolling. So I got a 4. Oh, I should mention too, we have 1 battle card in play. This is a 47-point force, but 1 point for a fortified camp. So the Egyptian camp is fortified, which makes it much more difficult to take. So with a 4, what are we going to do? I think we're going to go right into the rough terrain. And we're going to take, basically what we're going to do is move 4 columns, or 4 raiders, with the skirmishers coming behind, and they can do that for 4 pips because they're basically moving in a column on the ends. But that would take 4 pips because we're going into the dunes. I'm leaving the Elite Foot behind. Okay, Larry, your command pips. It's weird rolling all the dice, but I will. Only 2.
Yes. I will move forward 3.
Okay, so you're going to move forward 3 with the entire line?
Yep.
Okay. Because the slowest unit you have will be the Elite Foot and the Archers.
Yes.
Okay. I assume bringing the General and the Chariots right along with, right?
Correct.
And I think because my Raiders moved forward, you could march move, but I think you're almost within 8. You could march move, but it would just be like a half MU or 1 MU.
Let's move the chariots on the end.
All right, you want to march move the Chariots on the end.
Yep, let's move those.
Well, they could have moved another 3 as an independent move. In other words, they could have gone 6 total, or because once they do that, they're pretty much at the limit of their ability to move. Unless you want to call them up and go out.
No, let's just move them up to Their
Their
max
total?
there.
Okay, so they're moving their max, and that would be your 2 pips.
Yep.
Keeping them in line with the rest of the line. And that pretty much puts you within 8 of the Raiders anyway. Okay. C peeps. 3. Well, I think we're going to have to bring these guys over. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to move this Raider in behind the skirmisher, and then we're going to slide the 2 elite foot over, and that's it. All right, Egyptians. 5.
All right, let's move up 3 again.
All right. With the line,
Yep.
so put them in line with the chariots, and then, of course, you can move your chariots independently. Keeping the general width, of course, right?
Of course.
Okay.
Uh,
That leaves you 4 more.
Yep. Rod, just do me a favor. Just wheel the large line of sight stick just around my general, just to.
Sure. So your general, you pretty much have line of sight all the way to the coast, and all the way almost to this other dune. So you're pretty good. You're pretty solid where you're located.
And then it goes probably up to about where your rabble are, right?
Oh, easily, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and this doesn't block. This is a marsh, so it doesn't affect your command control. Only the dunes. If you get on the other side of the dunes, you have a problem.
No,
Yeah.
I know.
So you're good
The
there.
problem is, if I went out around that marsh, I'd be way out of command control, and it's so long, I don't want to go that far out.
Well, you'd be getting close.
Yeah. Let's move them. Let's move their max. Let's go up to.
So they go another 3. Well, they haven't moved at all, so they could go 6.
Oh, I thought you moved me up already.
I moved the line up, but they were already
that's
3
right,
ahead.
yeah.
They haven't moved. The chariots have not moved. You want to bring them up
Okay.
to
Yeah,
6?
Let's go 4.
4.
No, let's do 6. We'll do the 4 move.
We'll do 6. Let's go. They got new tires. They brought these things out here to drive. So
I'm gonna play
I noticed that Brian's being really, really quiet. There's no advice from your consultant. Are you paying him enough?
He's made some very good moves so far, in my opinion. The peak of the game thus far would have been the dead air time while Rod was deciding. But
Oh.
producer.
Well, just for that, Rod rolled a 6. Now, I really, 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 really don't like those guys. Well, I think we're going to move these guys up and stay out of your archery range.
Wimp.
Yep, that's me. That's 5. And that's 6. Actually, yeah, I don't like this at all. Yeah, we're just going to bring this column up like this. That's 6. All right. Blue command pips. And I should mention that group move cost 4, and then a 5th one to put the skirmisher out, and then another one to move that column. 3. What would the evil Egyptians like to do? Who are picking on the poor immigrants that are just looking for new lands to feed their families.
Let's move that line up as far as we can to stay out of the bad going.
As far as you can without going into the bad going. Okay.
So that you got to come out of it.
Well, I don't mind coming out of it. None of us have. None of these troops have penalties for bad going, so I don't mind coming out. But I don't. What I wanted to do was not get shot. I think you got one shot over here, though. No way for me to avoid it because I didn't bring missile weapons long range. So okay, so that's the line plus the chariot general.
Yep. What did I roll?
3. So you got 2 left. So you could move one of your chariots, like, and put his back to my raiders in, like,
Yeah,
in
that
here.
would be a great idea.
Yeah, well, it's just to show your disdain for my hapless foot troops.
It's obviously a free service that Rod offers.
It's a free service I offer to help you with that move.
Yeah, I'm going to start calling you David.
You know, something tells me that you're still bitter about that one battle that you fought with Kite, where he helped you with so many
I think that was 4 years ago.
good suggestions. It was like 4 years ago. Larry, you gotta let it go, man.
I learned a very, very good lesson.
He didn't say it was a good idea. He was just saying you could do it. Just like the one I didn't say this would be a good idea. All right, so what do you want to do with your chariots? You got 2 command pips. Is more than enough to do something exciting with the chariots.
Yeah. So if to move 3, those elite foot, Rod, I'm sorry to do that, but I think 3 would have been just up to before your main line there, right?
Yeah, essentially. They would be here and all by themselves in this hole. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I want to do that.
You want to bring them up to about... Because I was just outside of 3, so they'd be right on the corner there.
Right. Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Okay, you got 1 left.
Simply because I got 1 left. I think that's all I want to do.
All right.
Well, what shooting do I have?
Yeah, we have shooting, because I have no shooting, but you have 1 shot at 1 raider on the end, which is within range. So the raider's in range.
Okay.
You also...
3 to 3?
Well, technically you could shoot at the skirmisher, too. But it'd still be 3 to 3.
Go after that raider.
All right.
Oh, definitely a raider. Yeah.
Okay, so we have 3 to 3. The raider laughs at your superior firepower.
Why do I keep thinking I'm red?
I have the red hats, you have the blue hats. So you have the blue
See,
dice.
I'm supposed to have the high roll die every time.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have my
That's
color
how that
changing dice. Okay,
That's how that works.
that's all your shots because I'm in the dunes. We're going to go for command pips for the sea people. Oh, 5. That's lovely. We like that. It's probably going to end badly if I do this. Well, we want to make this a short video.
You can test that hypothesis, huh?
We're going to test the hypothesis. Everybody's going in. We're going all in, baby, all in. So that would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because it took that much to move through that really, really rough terrain.
Moved into overlap on all sides.
Oh yeah, overlap everywhere, baby. But we're gonna start. Let's mark it. We're gonna start with the archer. So it could be some killing going on here. It might be me. So we have a Raider versus an Archer with no overlap on anybody right now. And that will make the Raider a 4 and the Archer a 2. And if I don't punch a hole through your line now, this will be a very short video maybe. I got a 10 to 6. Okay, so we got 6 for the Archer, 10 for the Raider. That's just going to push the Archer back. And then we'll go ahead and do the Skirmisher now because nothing on this end of the line is going to change it. Skirmisher is going to be a 2. The Raider is going to be a 4. But the Skirmisher is down to a 1, and the Raider will be overlapped also down to a 3. So it's 3 to 1. Uh-oh. So he was like quadruply, triple, doubled. And I don't think the Skirmisher... Oh, good. He just evades. That's what I was hoping. I should have looked that up beforehand, but I was pretty sure I remembered that correctly. The Skirmisher falls back from the Raider, and then he will evade 4 MU straight back. So the good thing about the Skirmisher being on the end there by himself with such a low roll is that the chances of him dying weren't that high. He couldn't die in the first round. So then going down the line, I think we'll do Raider on Raider. So
Does Larry's Raider follow up?
He doubled, so he follows up. Thank you. I knew there was a reason we had the crabby old men from the Muppet Show in the bleachers. Okay, so I've got a 4, Larry. Your Raiders overlap to a 3, so 4 to 3. Oh, that's a good one.
That's not good.
I like that one. So your Raider's dead. And my Raider charges forward to search through the pockets for loose change. So I think we won't push our luck here. We're going to go to the Archer. So now the Archer's going to be a 1 to my 4. Oh, that wasn't as good though. So 7 to 7, that's a lock. And now we have a 4 to 3 on my Raider. So my Raider's going to be a 3, yours is a 4. Ruh-roh. So I have a 4, and you have a 7, so I'm going to back up, but it's not a doubling, no kills, no follow-up. Okay, could have been worse, could have been better. Egyptian command pips. Uh-oh.
This game is rigged.
Brian, I think there's something wrong with your Zoom connection here. You might be... All right, so Larry, you got 1 command pip.
1 command pip.
Yeah. I'm going to hear about this from Schlanger later, I'm sure. Any questions? Can you see okay? So you've got Raider here, Warband, Archer. We now have everything all busted up into groups, of course, or small individual units.
I don't want to move the Archer up because I want to shoot that guy.
Oh, that's a good idea, yeah.
But I would have liked to have gotten more than 1 rod. You didn't help.
Next game. It'll be better next game.
Out of curiosity, what's the, on Larry's left-hand side, what's that element on the far end?
That's the Warband. So it is a Warband.
I could hit him on the flank.
You could hit this Raider on the flank with your Raider, but then you don't get to shoot, but you've got another Raider you can shoot at right here, so...
Yeah. So that'd be a 3 to 3.
It's a 3 to 3 either way.
That'll open that Warband for that skirmisher. gonna hit them on something.
And you remember your
However-
warband's pretty fast. Your warband goes 4, so
right?
it's as fast. It's as
Yeah.
fast as the raiders, but it won't get to the skirmisher yet. You could hit the skirmisher with the raider.
5.
Skirmisher goes 5. They're a little bit faster.
You know what? Let's do that. Let's hit that raider on the flank with the warband.
With the no, you can't hit him with the warband because your raider's in the way. That's your raider.
Oh, that's my raider.
Yeah. You want to hit this
Oh.
raider on the flank.
Oh, my mistake. I thought that.
Yeah,
was
well, this is
I thought that was yours.
this is the
I forgot.
advantage of me being
I forgot
here.
that he charged forward.
This is the advantage of me
Okay,
being
forget
here
that.
and you not. So if you hit him there,
Yep.
you'll hit him on the
No, that's
flank.
true, because then he won't have any place to. Yeah, let's do that.
Well, what'll happen is when he turns, the archer will be on his flank. But what'll happen is he's going to turn here. So if you
Yeah.
hit him like that, it won't. It's not. There's no way for you to trap
Your hand,
him.
I can't see.
Yeah, there's no way for you to trap him. Because when he
No,
turns,
but
he'll fall back.
If I fight that raider
Mm-hmm.
and he loses, you lose. He turns to face and he doesn't have a fallback.
He turns like that. He turns, the corner switches places. If you hit him on, that's as far as you can hit him this way. If you hit him as far as you can this way, it's the same deal. He has a place to fall back because he's not trapped by anybody.
I forgot that. I thought he had to.
Yeah, he's not going to line. He doesn't line front corner, front corner. The front corner switches with the other
Right.
front corner.
Yep.
Yep. Sorry, my hand's in
Yep.
the way. So that front corner switches with that front corner.
So he'll be able to fall back behind.
Either way, he can fall back, but it's not going to put him in an extremely pleasant location. No. He'll have one fallback, and then he will be butt up against the other guy.
Yeah, we're gonna do that anyways.
Okay. So, you have a shot here.
Yep.
So that'll be +3/+3. Nope. But you made me waste a 6. So we have one combat.
Nice if he would have fell back.
Nah, it wouldn't have really changed anything, actually. It wouldn't have changed the next combat. It would have put me back into a group. We actually have 2 combats. We still have a combat with the archer and the raider.
Yep.
But now I'm overlapped here. And you have the combat with raider and raider. Where do you want to go first?
Let's do 4 to 3. Let's do the one on the end.
Okay, so you're going to be a 4, I'm going to be a 3 because of the flank. And it's a lock.
All right.
And the next one, mine would be a 4 down to a 3 because I'm overlapped by your other raider. And you're going to be a 1 because you're overlapped by my raider, so it's going to be a 3 to 1. Okay, 7 to 5. So here, let me bring the dice in here. 7 to 5. So this guy's going to back up, which is not what I wanted. Okay, so see people, command pips. 5. Well, this is interesting. All right, so I'm actually in combat with this guy. I'm going to turn and hit this archer in the flank with 1. Let's count him down. Oops, so that's going to give me 4. I'm going to turn this raider into here, which is kind of dangerous. and bring the skirmisher up. And I'm going to put him, I'll put him here. And we'll put him closer. So the skirmisher is going to hit you in the flank, and that takes me to 2. And your archer's just going to shoot me if I don't close, so I might as well close with the archer and see if I can keep pushing him back, I think. Leaves me 1. And I think with the extra 1 that I have, we're going to bring this raider out like this. Okay? I'm going to do that, but I want to bring him, you know what? He's going to go help everybody else because I'm in trouble over here. So he's going to join this raider. Okay, no shooting. And combat sequence wise, I'm going to do this archer versus this raider first. This raider is going to be a 3 because he's overlapped by your raider, and the archer is going to be a 2. So it's 3 to 2. And he lost. So he's going to end up right back where he was. And now on this next sequence, it's kind of important in the order that I do it in. I'd like to.
Wasn't that a lot, Rod?
Oh, I'm sorry. You had a 6, and I had a 6. You're right, it was a lock. I apologize.
Oh, the dog caught him cheating.
Dog caught me cheating. All right. Technically not cheating. I'd actually rather stay there. I'm not going to get shot again. So here, this is important how I do this sequence. It's my bound, so I get to do the sequence the way I want. I want to do the archer battle first because I'm trying to pull him off of my flank so that if my raider loses for some reason, I don't die. Because right now, if I fought the raider and I lost, this raider would die because he is in that position. Because to close on your front, I had to put my flank there. So in this situation, this archer, he got hit in the flank. There's no overlaps. I'll be a 4, he'll be a 1. Okay, so I got a 5 for the archer and a 10 for the raider. The raider is able to double him. So this guy's, he would be dead. And the raider will pull forward basically to the back corner. Okay, that was important for the sea people and their new farmland that they got their eyes on. Okay, in this situation I brought the skirmisher up to help, which means your raider doesn't have a fallback and he's overlapped, so this will be a 4 for my raider and a 3 for your raider. Oh, and we beat you 10 to 8. So this guy's dead.
It's going to be a short game, Rod.
Well, you brought these really pretty chariots, and they're just sitting there, Larry.
Well, it doesn't matter what he did with those chariots when all you roll is 5s and 6s.
I couldn't move anyway.
I couldn't hear Brian. I think his Zoom connection's getting bad again. All right. So that's all the combat. All right. So I'm gonna. By the way, do you want to switch to another blue dice? I have another blue dice over there.
Nope.
You good? All right. Here we go. And once again, you're always welcome to roll your own dice. I offered this to the guys before. 4. You should be able to ride me down with those chariots with a 4. That's your war band. He is not in zone of control, just so you know. Technically speaking.
Yep.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, he would be just outside zone of
By
control.
the Raiders, right?
Yep, he got killed by the Raiders. The Raiders have got him in zone of control. So you have a warband here that can attack raiders. Not a good plan. You've got your chariots. The chariots have got 2 raiders that are in the open. You probably don't want to go into the marsh after the rabble. And the skirmishers got enough of a corner here that if they went and fought the skirmisher, they would actually be in some rough terrain.
No, it's bad going.
Yeah. Well, unless they hit him in a column and then pulled him out as a group. But the skirmisher is the one dude that can actually kill a chariot, as you well know.
I seem to remember that.
I seem to remember that. Why do you think I got Larry playing the chariots?
That skirmisher was, stories of that skirmisher are still told to this day.
The elite skirmisher. Elite was an elite German.
He's up on a pedestal in my room right here.
Yeah. Elite German skirmisher. Was it Germans, right? Medieval Germans?
It was Swiss.
Swiss. Oh, elite Swiss skirmisher. Yeah, it's a Swiss. Always a Swiss.
He'll never be on the battlefield again.
Retired?
That's a war hero.
Got it. He's retired. Okay. Payback's a bitch, Larry.
You're well on your way to taking revenge right now.
Well, you're down 12 points. 12 to nothing, Chief.
I know.
I actually thought you were going to walk. I thought you were going to roll me with this army, but I did put out a lot of terrain for a reason. I didn't bring any wheels, except for the ox cart.
Between the terrain and my onesies and twosies on my command.
You got 4. You have 4 right now.
Time.
All right.
Okay, so what am I doing here?
Well, you can't let this go down 12 zip. I think you should shatter some raiders. That'd be a good move. What's the worst that could happen?
Well, those skirmishers go hit me on the flank.
This one?
Yeah.
He wouldn't do something like that. That's mean.
Yeah, I know. But then again, that is not a Swiss skirmisher.
Correct. Well, remember too, you could always bring something up to Zoc the skirmisher. You just got to be careful about. We got to be careful as long. If you brought in your chariots, let me see if you got the movement to get there. So your chariots could come in and line up 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
And your elite foot could come up to make sure the skirmisher behaved himself and didn't come out of the woods or out of the dunes.
I'm going to have to do that.
I mean, that would be an exciting and bold move.
I can do.
I'm not saying it's a good move. I'm just saying you could do it.
No, I know.
You want to try that?
Yeah, let's bring them up.
Let's see what that looks like first. Let's put him. Yeah, that's doable. And you could do it. I mean, you could do it without going in front of the skirmisher, without going into his zone of control. You're not in the rough terrain.
Okay.
So but that would be a 3-pip move because they had to go oblique. And then your elite foot could come up and kind of cover their flank, so to speak.
Yep.
I'd move him diagonally like that. Now he'll be in the zone of control of the skirmisher, but the skirmisher will be in his zone of control. And I don't have him behind the raiders, so there's no back-to-back thing there. And you've got raiders keeping these raiders occupied, so they can't spin around on the elite foot. So.
All right, that's what I'm doing.
And you got a chariot very close to my general, which I think you shatter elite foot in the open too, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, that's not nice. Okay.
We have shooting, right?
No, he's fighting. Remember, we tied because I was cheating when I pulled back.
Yeah.
So I'm actually glad that we tied. Where do you want to fight first? We have a fight with the archer, and you have fights with the chariots.
I'll leave that one alone for right now.
Okay.
Let's do the chariot against the raider up there. Yeah.
Okay, with the advantage. So, raiders versus mounted are a 2 normally. So they're only going to be a 1 because of the overlap. And you're going to be a 2 versus foot. Okay? So it's 2 to 1, but you shatter the raiders. Ooh. So 6 to 5.
6 to 4.
6 to 4. You get 2. So back up. Okay, so now your chariot's double overlapped. So it's a 0 to my 2. There's nothing. I don't do anything to chariots. No special ability for chariots.
Except for skirmishers.
Yeah, I can't even kill you. I think you end up like evading. Oh, but I didn't do very well. All right, so we have a 6 to my 3. I am doubled. So not just shattered, I'm doubled, which means your chariot's going to charge forward. And you blew through line, and you scored 4 points.
Hey, I'm not shut out.
And my ox cart and my women and children are exposed to your evil chariots. All right, sea peoples. Oh wait, we got one more combat.
Yep.
I forgot about that one. So I'm a 3 because I'm overlapped by your raiders. Your archer is a 2. All right, so 7 to 4 did not quite double. So they're going to just back up. Mark it. Ouch. All right. So sea people, command pips. It's a nice new rolling box. And the thing is, I got the magnetic controls for the dice under the table edge here. You can't even see me flipping them, can you?
Never ends.
Yeah.
But it is.
We have to get a kill here because otherwise I'm going to be chariot fodder.
All you need is one more.
I know. I'm looking for a cheap
You
one.
can't do it with 6 command points. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm looking for a cheap kill. It's like the devil went down to Georgia and he's looking for a archer to kill. That's 2. I think your warband shatters my raiders, doesn't he? No, he doesn't. Warband doesn't shatter raiders. Okay, that's a safe bet.
No, it's the
Yeah, they shatter the formed guys. The one advantage of raiders and light troops also have is that they're not shattered by the warband, but they do shatter the heavies and the elites. Oh, so this is that famous line that Brian once taught me: is where can you win and where can you not lose? Anything I do over here is probably going to lead to death.
So, there's a possibility of it, right?
Well, I could possibly win, but there's a better chance that I would die. So I think I am going to use 2 command pips, though, to bring this guy over here and this guy over here. Not in combat, but at least in support of the raider. So that's going to be 2 of my command pips. I think I got to zock your chariot and stop it from just riding past with impunity. So I think for 1 command pip, I'm going to do this. So we're basically going to be zone of controlling the chariot with the raider.
That's a rabble, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a rabble. He doesn't want to fight the chariot. He just doesn't want the chariot to ride past. So the chariot now is slowed. Your chariot can continue on past, but he'd only be able to go 2 MU if he keeps going straight.
Right.
So it buys me more time. And then I think what we're going to do now, I've got 1 command pip left. I think we are going to hit the warband with the raider in the flank. There's a chance anyway. I would like to have doubled up, but it's not. This is too dangerous. If I don't win this turn, that chariot's got a wide open field to run. All right. No shooting. And we've got the warband combat, and we have the archer combat. So let's do the warband first because it's the least exciting. Your warband's going to be a 3 normally, and he's going to go down to a 2. Because he got hit in the flank, and the raider's going to be a 4. So 4 to 2. That's just going to be a 5 to a 7. So once again, now this case, because I'm on that front corner, he's going to go here, turn to face, and he's got room to back up, so he'll back up one base depth. So no kill there. And now where I'm hoping to actually end this game and is the archer. The archer's overlapped, surrounded. He's a 1. I'm a 4. And we beat him, but not by much. Alright, so the archer is dead. And that's the game, and the sea people have earned the right to settle in Egypt.
Nice game.
Yeah, well, it's a good game, Larry, and I'm sorry about the terrible die rolls. I blame the guy rolling the dice.
It's not your fault.
You know, it's totally my fault.
What's that?
Totally my fault. I was rolling the dice.
That's just the luck of the roll.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do think that this is an interesting fight. It's a historical fight. I do think it's an interesting fight, but I think without the terrain, it would have been a difficult. It would have been much more challenging for the sea people, because by doing this with the terrain, I was able to at least narrow the field of operation where your chariots could come. However, the terrain also made it extremely difficult for me to get my line across and hit in mass. So one of the problems with the Raiders is, while they don't mind going into this rough terrain, they can't. They still have the group move penalty of paying extra command pips to move through it in a line like that. I thought about putting them in a column, but I wouldn't have been able to deploy before you were on me. So I just had to wait till I had the right pips to move them across there. And of course, I knew all these guys really were going to do is what they just did, which is, if you broke through here, maybe they could turn and slow you down. Because if the rabble came out in the open with the chariots on the field, they're dead. The chariots will just ride them down.
Yeah, the one thing that I should have done probably is maybe moved. But see, then I would have had the way that my pip rolls were rolling tonight. Even if I would have put the chariots over on the other side of the line and went for a
over here,
camp, I didn't have enough pips to make the double roll, to the double cost once they got behind the...
Well, you notice, I didn't know which way we were going to go with the chariots, but you notice my lead foot started most closer to this side. That was because I thought you were going to come tearing through here. This is what I was afraid of. And the elite foot would have made they would have been the best stopper in the open, because they get a +3 versus the chariots. So with the +3 versus +2, there was a chance I'd bounce the chariots for a turn or two. But the problem is, one of them would have been the general, so he would have been a little bit better. But if you shattered him, then I was really in trouble. My only hope was, what I was hoping to do was run across here and use the fact that I could get raiders on archers to punch a hole.
Well, your plan came to fruition.
A little bit of luck helped. So.
Yeah. Still.
All right, good game.
Yeah.
So, Brian, does Brian get his consulting fee whether you win or lose?
Sure does.
Yeah, it was regardless.
What's that?
It was the same fee regardless.
It was the same fee regardless. All right, well, guys, thanks for playing, and for everybody who's watching the video, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and once again, this game is Triumph. See if I can get that line up on the camera. This game is Triumph, and I hope you give it a try. Thanks a lot.